Hi, my name is Nicole Barrow and I'm the tutor coordinator for Gannon's Writing and Research Center. Although this isn't how we usually like to introduce ourselves to you, today we're going to be doing a virtual presentation. We'll be going over the importance of professionalism in emails, as well as an email signature, how to write healthy throughout your time at college, the writing process, what we do here at the Writing and Research Center, and how we can help you. We'll talk about what happens during our appointments, and then we'll wrap it all up with our guidelines for COVID-19. Okay, so first we're going to go over the importance of professionalism in emails. So the parts of your email are obviously the body paragraph, but you also need the subject line, the greeting, and the closing. So for the body paragraph, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself. This is really important during your first few weeks at Gannon, because your professor probably hasn't had you in class before unless you've done dual enrollment, and they do have a lot of other new students that they're meeting for the first time, so make sure that you introduce not only who you are, but also what class you have with them, just so they can have a better idea of why you're contacting them. And I know that we don't really want to think about this, but if we do have to move to online learning again this semester, the emails are really a good way for you to establish a relationship with your professor. So you want to make sure that you're being personable while also still being professional. And this is the perfect way to do it. So make sure that you're very kind and respectful, but still let your personality shine through. After you have your body paragraph, you do want to make sure that you have the subject line, the greeting, and the closing, like I said before. So the subject line, if you can see, is right up here. It says question about Lang 112. So this is where you want to just give a brief description of why you're contacting the recipient, and this will help the recipient just immediately see why you're contacting them, but it also helps you both in the future if you ever need to go back and find this email quickly. There's a section on your email where you can just type in some keywords and it will bring up any emails with those words in the subject line, so you can find this at a later date if you need to. So now we can move into the greeting, which if you can see up here says, "Hello, Professor X." So this can be anything along the lines of, "Hello, Professor, good afternoon, good morning," just something to act as an introduction before you start the body of your email. Because when we do speak to people in person, we often say, "Hello, how are you doing?" something like that, before we start talking or asking questions. So you want to maintain that same level of communication, even though it's via email. So then after you have all of those things, the body of your paragraph, you can move into your closing. So down here it just says thank you, but this can be anything from thank you for your time, thank you for your consideration, anything like that, just to, again, close it off, make sure that we're being professional in all of our communications. And then you have your email signature right at the end there, which we'll get into now. So email signatures are very important to have as a college student. This is because it helps your emails look more professional, and it helps the recipient know exactly who you are and why you're emailing them. So here we have an example of Harry Potter. You can see that it says that he's the captain and seeker for the Gryffindor Quidditch team. So if he needs to send an email to the captain of another Quidditch team and they're not quite sure who he is, they can really quickly scroll down to his signature, see that, oh, okay, he's the captain of a Quidditch team. This is why he's probably contacting me. So this just kind of helps everyone understand why you're contacting them, who you are. So you want to include your name, obviously, your year and major, any clubs or organizations you're a part of, and your position in those organizations. And then obviously you want to include your university, so that'd be Gannon University. So moving on, now we're going to get into more of the writing portion of this presentation. So something that's really important during your time at college is to make sure you maintain a healthy relationship with writing. You want to make sure that you don't burn yourself out, and that you're not producing work that you're not proud of or that you think you can do better. So one major difference that you're going to experience being a first-year student coming out of high school and coming into college is the difference in written assignments. So the page length is often much longer than what you experienced in high school. The 5-paragraph structure that I know is really taught during high school kind of won't cut it here. You're going to need more than just an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. If you try to follow that format, you're just not going to reach the page length or complete the assignment to what your professor is expecting from you. You're also going to need to make sure that your citations are correct in any assignment that you do. I know that sometimes this is a bit of a struggle for first-year students, but we're here to help with that if you need anything. There's tons of resources online. And for due dates, this is also a little bit different. Usually in high school, your teachers will constantly remind you when something is due or you have an upcoming project. Here in college, you'll get a syllabus with every assignment for the semester, with the date, when drafts are due, when the final project is due, all of that, and you usually don't receive that many reminders, so you do want to make sure that you're checking that and you're keeping up to the dates that are in the syllabi. Like I mentioned before, you do want to make sure that you maintain a healthy relationship with writing. You want to keep yourself from being too stressed out or burning yourself out, and one of the best ways to do this is to develop your own writing process. So what is a writing process? So everyone does have a bit of a different writing process, but it kind of follows the same general format, which is pre-writing or brainstorming, coming up with your ideas of what you want to talk about, and then researching, drafting, peer review, and revisions and edits. So Annie Lamont, who is an author, she wrote a book helping people learn how to write. She suggested writing 3 drafts. The first draft, which is where you get it all out on the page, everything you want to say, doesn't matter if it's messy or if it's unorganized, or if you need to clean it up a lot, you just want to get everything out written down. Then the second draft is where you clean things up. This is where you're going to make really big edits. You might delete whole paragraphs or move an entire page 3 pages before where you had it. Really big things just to make sure everything's cohesive and flows well. And then the third draft is where you kind of made all these giant edits. You kind of have the paper how you want it to look, and then you're just going to go through and polish it off, making sure your grammar is correct, your citations are correct, and just the final little details. So finally, this has all brought us to why exactly is the Writing and Research Center here? So basically what we do here at the WRC is we support you during any stage during the writing process. So this means you can come in with an assignment sheet and a rubric and no ideas, or just a few ideas but no research or writing done. And we'll sit down with you, we'll look at the assignment sheet, we'll help explain what your professor probably means by certain things, or if they have any comments, we can help explain those as well. We can help you navigate NASH's databases to find good resources while you're researching, and we can also help you develop your topic or make an outline before you begin writing. And then after all this happens, you can come in with your paper completely done, citations in, and ready to go, or you can come in with certain sections as many times as you would like, and we'll help you make comments, make suggestions, and edits so you can put it all together and make something that you're proud of. Okay, so now what does the Writing and Research Center offer? We offer one-on-one consultations or appointments with a trained Writing Center consultant, and all of our consultants are students, so many of them have taken the same classes that you are coming in with assignments for. So this helps a lot because not only are they trained to help you in any aspect of writing, but they also understand what your professors are looking for because they've done it too. We also have real-time virtual or online tutoring. So this is basically the exact same thing as an in-person appointment, except that it's held online. We also provide humanities tutoring for all core classes, and we house the Standard Presentation Studio, which is a really interesting space. You can come in here and you can record speeches, practice speeches, or make any type of media project, and the studio does have green screen capabilities. So there are some common misconceptions about the WRC that I'd like to go over with you. The first one is that the Writing and Research Center is only for freshman composition and English papers. This couldn't be further from the truth. We have students come in from every grade level. We have graduate students come in, we have doctorate students come in. For nursing, PA papers, OT papers, a lot of health science, engineering. So we can really help you with anything, and we're here to support you during your entire time at Gannon, not just for your freshman classes. Okay, so the second misconception is that the WRC is staffed only by English majors. Although we do have English majors on staff, that is not the only major that we have working in the center. We have OT majors, history, pre-law, PA, criminal justice, psychology, and that's just to name a few. So even if you are coming in for a health science or an engineering paper, you're going to have someone that is able to help you because they understand exactly what you're talking about. So now we have the last common misconception, which is that only bad students use tutoring services. So this just simply isn't true. Even PhD publications have to go through a peer review before they are published. So even someone who's getting their doctorate has to have someone else read their writing before it's ready to be put out into the world. We've also found that 85% of the time, the students who visit us more than twice at least maintain or improve their grade. So tutoring services aren't for bad students, they're for students who care about their work. Alright, so what happens when you make an appointment with us? Like I said, we really want to not only help with whatever assignment you come in with, but we want to help you gain and build these skills that you can apply for the future. So we really like to focus our appointments as a conversation. We don't want you to just come, drop off a paper, leave, and then come back and read the edits. We really want to sit down with you, make sure that there's open communication so your consultant knows exactly what you're trying to say and they're helping you say it clearer, but they're not changing your words, they're just improving them. So although you do direct your appointment, so if you come in with a specific concern, make sure to voice that, and you can direct how your appointment goes. But generally, your consultant will focus on higher order concerns first, and then lower order concerns. So this means thesis development and the audience that we're writing for are top priorities, whereas sentence structure, punctuation, spelling, and word choice are kind of lower priorities. Although we do look at this, we want to focus on higher order concerns first. Okay, so finally, we do have to get into our COVID-19 guidelines and protocols. So although we really love seeing you guys in person, we are encouraging you to make online appointments whenever possible. This will just help keep you guys as safe as possible as well as our consultants. But something to keep in mind for online appointments is the level of communication. We want to make sure that that's just the same as it is during in-person appointments. So you will have to make sure to stay on your online appointment for the duration of the appointment and still communicate with your consultant. But if you do decide to come visit us in person, we are requiring, just like the rest of Gannon's campus, that masks be worn at all times, that the students and the consultants are participating in social distancing, so everyone will have to be 6 feet apart at all times. We are also unable to work with any printed assignments during this semester. We just want to make sure that there's no passing materials back and forth, and that there's no physical contact between you or a consultant. So we are asking that you can bring an electronic device. I would recommend a laptop, but a cell phone would work. And this is because we are going to be holding our in-person appointments on the same platform as our online appointments. So this is called Concept Board. On Concept Board, you go ahead, you log in as a guest, you upload your paper, and then your consultant can leave comments. There is a chat feature, which won't need to be utilized during in-person appointments, obviously, but your consultant will leave comments on Concept Board, and you guys can have the conversation in person. And something else, we are making sure to keep you all as safe as possible, so all surfaces will be sanitized between every appointment. Okay, so our hours for the semester are Monday through Thursday. We are open in person and online from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. From 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. we are going to be having online appointments only. On Friday, we are open in person and online from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And then we are open Sunday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in person and online, and then again from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. we are online only. Finally, to make an appointment with us, you are going to go to gannon.mywconline.com. You'll click on any box that is open, so those ones are white and any taken appointments are colored. So click on a white box and then you can make your appointment for either a half hour or an hour, but online appointments must be an hour. And then if you are looking for humanity tutoring, we do have a drop-down menu which helps you find exactly what course you're looking for. It will bring up all the tutors that are qualified to tutor you in that course. But this drop-down menu is only for humanities tutoring, as all of our consultants are trained to help you with any written assignment. So that is all that I have for you today. Thank you for sticking with me during this virtual presentation. And we're really excited to help you guys during this semester and through the rest of your time at Gannon. Bye.